and we're having a session from Blessing Akanle, and please give me a moment. Yeah, she'll be talking to us about outsourcing AI data annotation and machine learning with open source tools, right? So please make welcome Blessing Akanle.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's good to see your amazing faces. You all are looking beautiful and handsome. Good afternoon. So, a little into in who I am and what I'm about. Sorry for the breaking transmission. Okay. All right. So, like I said, my name is Blessing Akanle. I am a data annotator and an ethics and responsible AI specialist. So what do I do generally as a data annotator? As a data annotator, what I do or what I'm responsible for is training AI models, and implementing their tools in the real world. Basically, I would like to call myself the brain behind the AI tools and models that you use now. So basically, like the brain behind for example, your ChatGPT, your Gemini, and all other sorts of AI tools that are being used in the world today. Oh, thank you all. Thank you so much. Okay, so in a race to build smarter AIs, we often pour our energies into, models, but we forget who the real MVPs are. Like, we forget the people behind the tools that we're using that are functioning for us. And here are three things to actually consider. That is the data, the people labeling that data, that is the annotators, and also the tools that make this possible. That is the platform that you use, those tools you use. These are the three things that are very important when it comes to actually building smarter AI. But first, we're going to start with data. So I like to say garbage in, garbage out, because it's what you feed a model that you receive in return. So we know data in itself is any information, whether it's raw or processed, be it in forms of numbers or text or images or videos, whatever it may be. Data in itself is the foundational system of any digital system, any AI or machine learning. And now we're going to go into data annotation. Okay, so data annotation is the backbone of AI training. Yes, it is the backbone of AI training. So let me make an analogy. Does anyone have a bottle of water with them? Okay, can you hand it over to me? Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this for us to better understand. So imagine I have this bottle of water. I'm going to call it an AI model, right? And the water in this bottle is the data. Now imagine if the water in this bottle is dirty and has sediments, and I produce this and I sell it to the audience. What do you think will happen? I mean, what feedback do you think I will get? Can anyone tell me? I like to make my session very interactive, so just feel free to speak. Can anyone tell me? Okay, what do you think will happen? What will be the feedback I will get for this bottle of water? Yes, people will reject. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him, please. Yes, the feedback I will get is rejection. In fact, you all will sue me to the last billion I have in my account for producing this kind of water that is harmful to the users. It's the same way with data annotation. if I train a model and it contains anything that is harmful, that is not honest or accurate, or that is not even helpful, it will be used, I think it's going to be useless. It's going to be useless. Thank you very much. So that's just what data annotation is. It's training an AI model on how to give you three things. I would like to say three things that is helpful, is harmless, and is also honest, right? So what are the part of the tools that you train an AI model with? That's, we have the image version, we have text, we have video, we have audio, and so on, as much as it may be. So, like I said, in simple terms, it's just how we teach AI to recognize things. Now, I'm going back to the analogy of the bottled water that I used. If I trained the AI, even if the water was clean and there was sediment, the AI still has issues. It has to be crystal clear. It has to be clean, that when you're looking at the bottle, you're seeing something transparent, something that you know you will drink and will not cause harm to your body system, right? So if I'm training an AI model on an image, and I give it an image of a cat, if my AI model now brings out an image of a dog, that is wrong training. That is wrong annotation of data, because I had fed the AI to recognize that this is a dog, but it's coming out as a cat. That is wrong training. So in simple terms, it's how we teach AI to recognize things. And also, the quality of your data directly impacts model performance, right? Just like I said, if the water was dirty, it will in turn bounce back on me because I was the one that produced that kind of product and it did not give any value to the users. Also, high quality and well annotated data is the fuel for robust AI. We teach AIs with large data sets, so it's very essential that they are fed the right amount of accurate information. So moving on, what is the role of data annotation in AI and machine learning? Number one is the training phase. The training phase is very, very important for any AI or machine learning model, right? You can't train an AI model to do something and then it's doing something else. You have to ensure that you invest a lot of time to ensure that the AI goes through that training process. And then we have testing and evaluation, because you can't produce something and not test or evaluate what result it will give when you put it out there, when you put that tool out there, when you put the model out there. You have to evaluate it. So if I'm going to give you the bottled water or sell the bottled water to you, I myself should have drank it and be like, oh, okay, I think this is good. Maybe it's tasting funny. Maybe the preservation chemical or something is a bit funny. Let's go back and, retrain this AI model to give better information to the audience. Then also we have anomaly detection. So who among us here has used this Ghibli-style art generator on ChatGPT? Can I see show of hands if you have? Okay, you don't be shy. Please don't be shy. I want to see our hands. Have we? Okay, we have, yes. So imagine if I put my image on ChatGPT, right? My 5 fingers are there, accurate. My eyes are there showing on the image. And then ChatGPT generates me with an extra finger, giving me 6 fingers instead of 5 fingers, or my eyes are looking crossed when I'm looking straight into the camera. I mean, that in itself is anomaly, right? Because the AI has generated a wrong representation of the image that I gave it. So that's what data annotation is also about. That's the role that data annotation plays. We ensure that we detect these things and ensure that that AI model does not make that kind of mistake again, or doesn't even make the mistake at all, because the training stage is the very beginning of whatever you're doing with an AI model. And then we have feature engineering. Feature engineering is just basically creating new features from an already existing data. And then data augmentation has to do with model performance, ensuring that your model is performing better with an already existing data. So let me use another analogy. Let's say I have a dog and it's facing here. the AI is able to recognize that this is a dog. So even if the dog turns left, it will still say it is a dog. If it looks upward, it will still say it's a dog. So I'm using already existing data to train the AI to perform better. So no matter, even if the dog is running or the dog is jumping or leaping, it will still be able to recognize that this is a dog and not a bird flying and jumping on the air. Do you understand? Okay, so then another aspect, okay, we've treated data augmentation. Now the categories of data annotation, this is the part I love. We have computer vision. Computer vision solely is image and videos. You can't find text in computer vision. You can't find text in computer vision. It is just solely image and videos. So if we see the first example, the image there, we can see that there is a car. There are human beings there standing there on the road and everything. And you can see that the car is being masked. That is the training that the AI is going through, right? It is going through to identify that this is a car. And if you look closely into the image, there is a label that states this is a car. That is a backpack. That is an human. That is a crosswalk or something. So that's what computer vision does, right? It takes an image, labels it with the accurate information, and says, okay, this is what it is and not something else. Then, aspect of computer vision, we have tagging, we have masking, and those are the things that actually help, bounding box. So you can either have this image masked to tell the AI that it is a car, or you can have it in a bounding box to tell it that it is also a car. So either ways, it works that way. Then we have natural language processing. This is purely text. It does not have anything to do with images or videos. It is just text. And that deals with, the aspect of maybe your translation, sentiment analysis, answering questions. When you go to ChatGPT and you say, can you generate a cover letter for the role of a data annotator, right? That is prompt engineering, and that is where natural language processing comes to play. So the AI in turn generates a cover letter for you and does all of that. So that is the aspect of text. And then we have audio classification. Just like our panelist said, I think it was Yiga that mentioned something about Siri having to recognize your voice and be able to perform a command when you ask it to do something. So it's like, hello Siri, can you help me play a song by, okay, I want to mention the fan, but I don't know if there are Davido fans in this house. That if you're an anti-Davido fan, please don't stone me. I'm just making an example. So basically, I say, can you play me Assurance by Davido, and then playing Assurance by Davido, and then you go, give me Assurance, you get that kind of thing. So Siri hears your voice and acts according to the command, the prompt that you have given it. And then we have 3D point cloud. This is something that engineers and architects will love. So, but basically in the aspect of data annotation, where 3D point cloud comes in is, it's a set of three-dimensional data points where you are now giving a more clarified, detailed information of the data you want to train it with. Now, this is the 3D point cloud, and you can see that this image, what's this? Who can tell me what's on this image? A rabbit. Yes, exactly. So you can see it in 3D format. This is how it looks. This is how any three-dimensional point cloud model training would look, and what the AI model will actually undergo. So if I do this on a point cloud, it would analyze the shape, the size, and even the location of the object, right? So okay, let me make an example now for better understanding. So if in this room where we are now, we have a rabbit that is standing, and it's just let's just say this is an image, and we have a rabbit standing here. So no matter how the rabbit is, it's just standing there. We have a mesh that, lifts up on top of the image to confirm that, oh yes, this is a rabbit. So I can tilt it. The amazing thing about point cloud is that you can look at it from any view, maybe the top view, the side view, the bottom view, whatever view. So far, that image is on that particular part of the model training that you are, training the AI to. And then we're going to be talking on how open source supports machine learning. The first one is that open source is cost effective. I mean, if you all paid attention to what Brian Profit said, he talked about how, open source is very accessible to everyone, to any and everyone. So we know that it does not even have any expensive licensing fee. You don't have to pay anything. And, it's also ideal for if you're a startup, a founder that, you want to work with people from diverse parts of the country on a particular project. Open source gives you that platform. Then it's also customizable and flexible. I mean, you can tweak the code to fit your project exact needs, or just basically you're working. You're not a, what they call this, in one-man army, right? You're working with a community of people, and that brings me to my third point, because open source supports community-driven innovation, right? Passionate developers or researchers that want to contribute to the community can leverage on open source. And then another thing is that it is transparent, and it's a platform that you can trust, right? So, I mean, you get to see exactly how the tools work. You get to see how, different people are working on that particular aspect. I mean, how many of us are familiar with GitHub? Yeah, so that platform actually helps you. So you're not doing it alone. You are either, maybe when you click on a project that you would like to, or you find a project that could interest you on GitHub, you just pull up, find an issue, or then you pull requests, right? And find a way you can actually contribute. That actually helps with, that's how open source actually helps. Then one other thing is that it supports faster experimentation and learning. So it's perfect for prototyping, for trying new ideas, and even upskilling in the real world. So if you want to work on real world projects or hands-on projects, open source actually supports that. Then educational value, this is actually a gold mine for students, for professionals, and for teams that just want to learn how AI and ML system work generally. This is a platform that can help you. And then overall, it actually encourages collaboration. So you might be in Nigeria and you're working on a project with someone in Canada or in the UK, even if you're not seeing physically, but I mean remotely, you know that, okay, I'm not the only one on this project. Some other people from other parts of the country are contributing, and that actually helps to foster collaboration. Now we're going to be going into the tools that you can actually use for annotation in open source. And number one is Label Studio. Now Label Studio, I would like to say, is multimodal. What is multimodal? Multimodal is like an AI tool or model that has everything encompassing. It has images, it has text, it has video, it has audio, every aspect of an AI tool that you would love to use is on Label Studio. So that is Label Studio. Then we have CVAT. CVAT is short for Computer Vision Annotation Tool. So it's, like I said, it's basically anything. And whenever you hear computer vision, just know that it's just image and video. So that's what CVAT does. And then we have Docano. Docano is for text, text annotation, for named entity recognition, for classification or translation, whatever it is. You can find that on open source too. Then we have Ordino. Ordino is just for speech and audio annotation. And then we have Hugging Faces, which can transform, which can actually generate a text to an image, or a text to a video, or a text to an audio. So if you want to generate an image of a lady playing in a sunflower field, you can just write a text and say a video or an image or whatever it is, and then it does that. I mean, Hugging Faces generates that. Then even for ML, we also have open source tools like Jupyter, like Keras, TensorFlow, Skid Learning. I mean, all of this you can actually find in the open source platform. They actually help with collaboration. So even if you're looking for a Python code or a machine learning libraries where you can generate codes that can help your project, if you're starting off, you can find them on all of these platforms. And now I would like to show us a little demonstration of how this works. I don't know if the video can be played. You just have to click on. I just want to show us like an example like of how the whole CVAT. I'm going to use CVAT as an example so we can see how it actually works. Okay, it's gonna take a minute, but I hope are we all like following? Do you all get it? All right, thank you. Okay, since that's not able to play, I will just make a graphic representation of what it is now. So let's say, for example, we are all in this all, right? And then we have an image of, okay, let me just use. Okay, yeah, let's use this spot as an example now. So we have a table full of gadgets and equipments. We have the laptop. We have some of the things I don't know there. We have a bag. We have an extension and all of that. So what CVAT does is you are going to max this laptop and train the AI model that this is a laptop. You're going to max the table and train the AI model that this is a table. You're going to, max all those things. I would have really loved if the video had played so you can actually see a live representation of this. But even though you can still go to CVAT, just Google them, check out how the whole process of training goes on CVAT, and I mean from there it's free also, so you can check it out on their platform. So basically that's what CVAT does. And now we're going to also look at the ethical consideration. Now, this is the part I love to talk about because as we build models, we have to consider the ethical use of those models, right? The ethical use of those models is very important. You can't build a model, like I said earlier, you can't build a model that is causing harm to the users. You can't build a model that users can't even benefit from. I mean, we even have a lot of deep fakes going on. I mean, you will see how some people will take an image of Kim Kardashian and then use it for something vulgar or even lie about something that she did not do, right? That in itself is not ethical. And as an ethics and responsible AI specialist, my role is to spot those kind of websites and be like, no, this should be taken down. It does not go, the user's privacy, I mean, Kim Kardashian's privacy is at risk because you are using it to spread a lie, right? So, but I'll start with bias and fairness, right? So AI systems can inherit bias from their training data, which may result in an unfair or discriminatory outcomes. So the fact that your AI is already hallucinating does not start when you receive a prompt. It starts from the training. If the AI was not trained properly, what you get in return is hallucination. The AI starts misbehaving or doing things that are not on its own, right? So where ethical AI comes in is addressing and mitigating those biases to ensure that the AI systems are fair and equitable for all individuals and groups. Now, I'll give an example. Let's take, for example, I asked ChatGPT that, what do you think, if I asked ChatGPT that, what do you think is suitable for the role of an engineer or a construction officer or something? And then ChatGPT tells me, this role is only suitable for males. So, I mean, that is actually biased because as a lady, I can be an engineer, I can be a construction officer or something, do something that, that also inclined in the, that people always generally say is for the men, is for the men. I can actually do it. So, in that sense, the AI is supposed to actually generate, the AI is actually supposed not to even have a say that this role is just for this particular gender. Then I'll quickly move on to the data set. Data privacy, like I mentioned, the AI should not be exposing information that the users, that belongs to the users. Then lastly, the autonomy and control of ethical AI is very important because AI should not think on its own. It needs to work side by side with every human. Everything that the AI needs to be fed needs to pass through the control of a human that is training it. And these are the key takeaways from my presentation. Number one is that data annotation is the backbone of AI. Outsourcing helps you to scale smartly. Open source are affordable and powerful, and ethical training is not optional, it is foundational. Thank you very much.